Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you might be in the world today. My name is Gia, and this is my Spirit Animal Oracle series. So I'm happy to be with you again this morning, sharing the next Spirit Animal Oracle. So, as you may recall, we spent the past 3, 4-ish days with giraffe spirit, and giraffe spirit is reminding us to see the bigger picture. So I'll share my reflections on that in just a moment. But today we have a familiar spirit animal, one of my favorites to spend time with. Butterfly spirit is joining us again, wanting to join us again. And butterfly spirit is reminding us that transformation is beautiful. Transformation is beautiful. So there are several messages coming through this time with butterfly. We still have the same sort of typical metaphors that come through with butterfly, moving from that caterpillar to chrysalis to emerging as the butterfly. Um, as I was meditating on this image, one of the impressions that came through is we're moving from, I don't know if you can see these sort of darker colored trails coming from the tail of the butterfly wings. So the message there is, again, a lot of these cards are coming through, bringing through sort of relationships to the Chinese New Year transition. So moving out of the year of the snake and moving into the year of the fire horse. So in this message with the darker sort of trails here, the part of that message here from butterfly is we are leaving behind the things that no longer serve. We are leaving behind the darkness. The darkness as in the shadow work, the really deeply seated healing that we're doing. We're really getting down into the nitty gritty, dirt, mud, sticky roots, tangled roots, and all of that stuff. And as we heal that, as we transition out of that, as we transform into our new selves without being intertwined and interconnected and tangled into those those that shadow work, those traumas, those old narratives, those inherent biases, those triggers, as we heal from those and move into our transformed selves, we're letting go, we're leaving the darkness behind, we're leaving it behind us. So that's the one of the messages. The other messages coming through here is all of the lovely, wonderful butterflies here up above the butterfly, the main butterfly. So all of those beautiful butterflies up here. So meditating on that aspect of this image, this is about that universal collective consciousness that connects us to everyone and everything. Every being, every creature, every object, everything, whatever the thing is that you can imagine. So this is a truth that whether you're consciously aware of it or not, is a truth that is constant. So messages here is we're not in this alone, right? We are not in this alone. And as we heal ourselves, because we are innately connected to everything, we help everything to heal. We help each other to heal when we heal ourselves. And it's beyond just the notion of, okay, I've done healing on this and I'm going to help this individual person do some healing while I also do some healing. It's not about, it's beyond, it includes these things, but it's beyond that as well. Maybe you have, maybe the way that you choose to be of service in the world is by helping um, animals to heal, or you're in a service industry like a hospital or a hospice, or something to that effect. Maybe it's simply customer care. It's beyond that connection. So as I work through my shadow work, as I heal myself, as I release the energies that no longer serve me, as I let go of the narratives that and definitions that no longer apply to me, I am not only releasing that from my individual energy field and self as that divine expression of the whole, of the divinity of the whole, I'm also releasing it from the collective. So this is a truth that is a constant. So that's the message coming through with the butterflies here, and also finding our tribe. You know, bloodlines are significant, but they are not the only way that we can connect with souls as family. So the biological family, the biological um, way that families come into existence, that relationships from parent to daughter, parent to son, mother, father to daughter to child, that's the biological family. However, there are soul families that um, exist, and this is about that as well. So finding your soul family, finding your tribe. Um, there is a phrase that I learned from my dear friend Maria O'Farrell. She is a Celtic wisdom keeper. She is a healer. She leads sacred sites tours. I've traveled with her to Ireland, to Scotland. I'm looking forward to traveling with her to Greece. She, I don't want to say the wrong thing, so in the language that she speaks that is native to her, there's a phrase that she taught me called, and it is Mo Amakara. So that is my soul friend, right? My soul friend. So this is what this message is about as well. Finding your soul friends, finding your soul family. And again, this is beyond bloodlines. This is this is beyond the bloodline. So when people talk about finding your tribe, finding your modern day tribe, if you will, your kindred spirits, who do you want to have in your life, invite to have in your life, or looking for in your life, that have similar or same belief systems that you can really just vibe with, like it's easy to be around them. Like this is the soul family, right? It's not a complicated thing, but on a soul level, it's like when you meet somebody and you're like, there's a familiarity. When you meet somebody, there's a familiarity that it's kind of undeniable and hard to describe. I've had that experience with several people in my life, and I love it. So yeah, we've got those biological family bonds, but we also have the soul bond with people. And so that's what the other part of this message is coming across as well. Yes, Kat, I love this too. I always love the messages from Butterfly. So again, I'm looking more at this imagery. The other part of this that's coming through is, I don't know if you can see, there's this crown here. This crown here. So that crown is bringing through the message in a metaphor of, you know, this came through somewhere else. I don't know if it was a dragon card or a different spirit animal, but we are the king, the queen of our world, right? So, you know, it's our kingdom, it's our queendom, it's our domain, it's um, you know, the our energy of our whole selves, including our energy presenting as matter, as our physical bodies. This is our domain, our physical body, our energy field, also that collective. But in this part of this message, this is about our sovereignty, our energetic sovereignty that includes the unseen energy, the unseen with our humanized energy, and the energy of our physical body presenting as matter. And Butterfly wants us to remember to keep treating that as royalty. Like, we're a king, we're a queen, we're pharaohs, we're gods, we're goddesses. And, you know, let's hold ourselves in that high esteem, in that high reverence. Not not in from that perspective of like what's the word? What's the phrase? Not from the perspective of um, like unhealthy worship or misaligned worship. It's not like that. It's more like, okay, we are inherently regal, existing as these beautiful souls of light, having these human experiences. We are inherently regal and royal, and we absolutely have every right to treat ourselves that way and to treat others in that regard. But in this message, this is about us. So when we recognize ourselves as the king, as the queen, as the pharaoh, as the goddess, as the warrioress, as the warrior, with this domain of our energetic field, our energetic sovereignty, including that humanness that is us, we can't help but treat it right, right? And that includes continuing to recognize and discern how we need to care for ourselves. That work that we're doing energetically, rooting and weeding out the shadows and the old definitions, the old narratives, we're doing that. And then we're tending to the soil, we're planting new seeds, we're watering those seeds, we're growing our new selves, we're stepping into these new narratives and new definitions. And we should be doing it with absolute pride, chest held high, chin up high, confidently, self assured, knowing that absolutely I have every right to take up space here in this way, unapologetically, as me, as the I that I am. And so this is that message with the crown, here. Beautiful. So the other message, there were several. So the other messages, the other message coming through is related to these swirls and designs that are in this kind of subtle circle here. And um, those swirls and designs, it's a couple of things. It's movement of energy. It's an imagery representing movement of energy, but they also represent the light codes and the downloads, and that connection to like our eighth chakra, that causal chakra, that connection to that higher consciousness, that collective consciousness, fostering and developing and nurturing that information pathway, if you will, from expanded consciousness, wisdom, bringing it into and manifesting it in our how we move through our daily lives, in our human experiences, regardless of what those human experiences are. So just, the transformation of how it's getting, I'm going to say easier and easier, even though, yeah, easier and easier to kind of translate on a soul level what's coming through for us, and how our souls are communicating with us to assist and help us, take those steps and do that healing, and help us vision and help us imagine how we want to be moving through the world, in an aligned way, in a harmonious way, that is congruent with our path and purpose, and our way of being in service in the world. So even though sometimes still it might seem like consciously we're having some trouble interpreting or translating, on a soul level, it's happening, and it's integrating, and in divine timing we will be accessing consciously that information. So butterfly is encouraging us to keep allowing that to happen. Don't worry if something comes through and you have no idea what it means. If you're into journaling, write it down. Sometimes when I start writing about things that, like, even after I've maybe woken up and I'm remembering some dreams that I've had, and I'm writing them down, or I'm, taking my own dictation for myself, the more that I write, the clearer the messages come, or more information comes as I write. So sometimes that can be helpful for people. If you like to sing or dance, or paint or draw, that might be another way to help pull through some interpretations of the messages that you might be getting. So beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, and I think there was one other message that was coming through. Yes, so we can also see, this is similar to the first message about emerging from that darkness, from the shadow work. So you'll kind of see how there's this circle, this sphere, this circle, and it's lighter in the middle, it's a brighter color in the middle, and here around it is darker. It's a little bit darker. So the message there, this is just about moving through that portal from that transition, that transformation from, again, the darkness into the light, right? Moving from the darkness into the light. So moving from that process of healing, the hard stuff, right? Let's face it, like, being human is quite a task, right? It's an honor to be here, and moving through these experiences, and regaining more and more information about myself and my soul, and who I really am, what my essence really is beyond my physical form. So coming from that, moving into that conscious awareness of that, shedding and letting go of the things that no longer serve, acknowledging and recognizing they had a purpose and an intention at the time, but me stepping into this new definition, these new definitions of myself, this new narrative, this vision, my path and purpose, shedding those frameworks that just don't fit anymore. And so we're moving out of the shadows, out of the dark, and into the light, into the conscious awareness, moving out of the, this also describes the healing process, right? When we're in the middle of it, it doesn't feel great, right? It sometimes feels like, oh my goodness, is this going to end? But it does pass. When we allow ourselves to acknowledge and recognize and remember, this too shall pass, nothing lasts forever. The only constant is the collective consciousness that is everything, all things and everything. The only constant is our light being that exists beyond physical form. That constant will always be. And that constant is of born of love and of light, and moving through human experiences creates the contrast for us to help remember those things, that energetic sovereignty. So as we move through and heal the contrasting experiences, the traumas, the triggers, the shadow work, the old narratives, the old definitions that don't serve, as we release those things, the darkness in this message, as we let go of that, we emerge from that through the healing process. The energetic releases, the emotions, the physiological adjustments that our body makes as it releases, and we move into the light of our reclaimed self-awareness of who we truly are, as souls moving through this human experience. So those were the messages. Thank you so much, Butterfly Spirit, for reminding us that these ways that we are transforming are beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful because we are beautiful souls. That is a given. That is another given, another truth. We are beautiful souls of love and light, and therefore anything that we are experiencing through this incarnation is inherently beautiful, because that transformation helps us remember ourselves, return to ourselves. All right. And then again, Butterfly wants to underscore one of the earlier messages that came through about, as we are healing ourselves, we are helping the collective to heal simply by holding ourselves in that reverence and that high reverence to give ourselves that gift of healing. It heals the collective as well. And as these shifts and changes are happening in the world, so much is getting stirred up, and so much of our external circumstances don't seem to be aligned with that. But Butterfly Spirit wants us to know that on a soul level, things are shifting and changing. Seeds are being planted. Frameworks are slowly being dismantled, and change is happening. And there is something to that ripple effect. So when you drop that pebble into the water and the ripples, the waves and ripples move out from that impact point, this is how this works relative to you as an individual, me as an individual. We are individual drops of water in the ocean. And so we're the drops of rain, however you want to bring forth that imagery or that metaphor. So we're a part of that collective, the water as the collective, the water made up of all of those molecules. And each one of us is a molecule in that ocean of the water. So thank you, Butterfly Spirit. So I'm just going to ask now, Butterfly Spirit, how many days would you like for us to invite you to fly alongside of us? So Butterfly Spirit wants to spend 7 days with us. So we'll pull a new spirit animal oracle next week on Friday, and on Sunday, Butterfly Spirit wants to invite a companion. Okay, so let me write that down before I forget. Alright, so Butterfly for a week, and then Butterfly 7 days. A new card on Friday next week, and on Sunday, Butterfly wants a companion. Okay. Alright, so did it go with giraffe spirit? So I like giraffe spirit as well. Um, let's see, my reflections with giraffe spirit actually kind of similar or related to butterflies' messages um, relative to our whole selves, including the physical presentation of our energy as matter and our whole energetic selves, that sovereignty of ourself in that regard. Um, with giraffe, remembering the bigger picture. So there's healing work that I've been doing, going a little deeper with my own shadow work, and it's been really working on embodying the wholeness of myself as a symbiotic energy system. So I'm realizing that on deeper sort of subconscious levels that are now coming to the forefront of my awarenesses, becoming more conscious awarenesses, there are places subconsciously where I still was disconnected from my physiology. The energy stuff, energy work seemed to be more comfortably embodied and easily accessible relative to, the healing that I've been identifying for myself to be doing. And so, as I've been going deeper with my healing and really digging up those roots, um, there's some recognition and further opportunity for release to help embody on a more subconscious level, bringing into again that conscious awareness, the wholeness of myself, and that one can't, in terms of physiology of energy presented as matter, as my physical self that I can see with my human eyes, that aspect of myself, and the energetic aspects that one can't see with human eyes, that aspect of myself is I'm realizing that on a deeper soul level, there was still some disconnect with that. And one can't function without the other. It's a symbiotic relationship, and it's all this part of the same energy system. It's not separate. So, just embodying that in a more integrated way is how giraffe spirit has been helping me see that bigger picture, and how the healing that I'm doing in that is in turn, since it's bringing me back into more balanced harmonic alignment, everything else that I do from that whole place and space is therefore more aligned and harmonious. So that's my reflection on spending time with giraffe spirit. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank you, Kat. So today is Thursday, March 5th, 2026, and butterfly spirit is the next spirit animal that would love to be invited to spend time with us. Butterfly spirit wants to spend 7 days with us. So we will pull the new spirit animal card on Friday next week. And on this coming Sunday, so that would be, today's the 5th, 6th, that would be the 8th. On this coming Sunday, March 8th, butterfly spirit wants to invite a companion spirit animal for the remainder of our time with them this time around. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you soon.